All right, y'all, good risings. It is session 12, work-based learning. Today is Thursday, last day of our thing. I didn't get our YouTube up from yesterday, but that'll go up today with this video. So yeah, we'll get started today. We'll leave some time at the end in case folks want to discuss what we've been learning up until this point. Because we're on chapter 10, last chapter of Collective Courage. We've already read the timeline or gone through that. So yeah. We'll leave open some space in case y'all want to discuss all the cool stuff we learned at the end. Yeah, but other than that, we'll be going through chapter 10, as well as talking about this listening technique called ears, just to give y'all another tool for engaging with folks. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of jump in. All right, so chapter 10, economic solidarity in the African-American movement, connections, cohesiveness, and leadership development. Would you like to read any of these quotes?
You don't mind if I do. So chapter 10 just summarizes everything this book is about. The title is Economic Solidarity in African-American Cooperative Movement, Connections, Cohesiveness, and Leadership Development. All right. So I'll start with the second one. It is the opinion of the writer, based on several years of study of cooperation and having sat in two of the National Cooperative Congresses, that cooperation offers great promise of being a solution for the economic riddle confronting the Negro, just as it has been a way out for other class groups for over 3/4 of a century. Matt Mead, 1930.
Les, thank you, Ted. You're coming in a little robot-y. It might be your location. This first quote is also super relevant. The economic basis of African life was originally cooperative. Cooperation was one of nature's more important schemes for survival. I take that one with me often. So as we're going through chapter 10, you're going to be kind of getting some recaps of what folks were talking about throughout this book, what we've learned, but also, kind of some research study to move forward with. The first page is talking about how W.E. Du Bois expressed sentiments of many that by using cooperative development, Blacks could change the paradigm, create African-American leadership of a new industrial structure, and enter the new city as men and women, not chattel. Very liberatory statements for us, very dangerous for those who profit off our stolen labor. So you guys are going to be, or you all, I should say, are going to be hearing more and more about the solidarity economy, which, it's at the top of this book in the subheading, and they define it as a relational pattern, a form of collective behavior, and a networking activity based on trust. And that's really, what we're seeking to build at all times. But, I don't know. I think we've realized through the book and through experience that, pre-existing relationships are important, and being able to trust others to do what they say, or trust them, or trust that they're not being malicious when they can't do exactly what they said is super important. They're also talking about how culture has been a binding agent, which we still believe to be true. So yeah, it's as I said, kind of give some recaps of what's going on. There's a shout out to Mandela Foods on this page. You're going to read about worker sovereignty and how that also leads towards economic solidarity, because workers are able to privilege labor over capital, or returning to labor instead of getting returns to capital, which is often what happens. And so there's just a lot of There's some information in here that wasn't necessarily in the book. They talk about the Poor People's Corporation that was organized by SNCC. We didn't necessarily hear about that in the other chapters, but just a cool little snippet. They talk about how John Lewis, recently deceased, like kind of started his career like organizing cooperatives, another hidden history that we didn't necessarily know about, but speaking more about how a lot of folks who are about our liberation also had roots in cooperatives. And so this figure 10.1 is it's saying here it's a skeleton of a model of a networked local cooperative system that reduces dependence on outside resources, links cooperatively owned businesses, and keep exchanges circulating among cooperatively owned enterprises. This is what Repair Nations is seeking to build up to. And prompt number 1 is asking for you to, and check out this table, read the information that's around it, and let us know, this depiction of a cooperative network makes sense, or if you think there's anything missing. That's prompt number 1 for today's session number 12. So after looking at this table 10.1 about a cooperative network, is there anything missing? So as we continue going through the book, or chapter 10, I'm sorry, Ted, did you want to mention anything or bring anything in before I keep, I just run through these things.
How I come in now, can you hear me
better? Yep.
Yeah, no, man, you're on point. I like that question too, because Jessica Gordon-Emhart, she's a genius. She is great, but the greatest minds are the ones observing and perceiving the problem presently. And that's you guys. So if you can see anything that's missing, man, it'll be a great help. So come on. Nah, that's it, brother.
Thank you. So you'll learn a little bit about Mondragon. The co-op development folks, I'm asking for you all to go and research a little bit. This is a cooperative development exercise in a whole region of Spain called the Basque region. They've been able to start their own bank. They have their own university. They've linked, I think, about 150 to 200 cooperatives in their cooperative federation. And it's something that I really want, like, the Black folks in the Bay Area to do, or just the Black folks in US period. But yeah, co-op dev folks, please take a little bit of your extra hours to look into that. I think you'll find some great things in there. Okay, the second, let's see. Okay, nope. The second is to look at this table of urban and rural challenges and the cooperative solutions to those things. I want you to pick one challenge. So it could be the capital, the credit, education and training, whatever it is. Pick one co-op solution and tell us why you're interested in that solution. So prompt number 2, day 12. Pick one challenge from this table about challenges and cooperative solutions. So pick one of the challenges, pick one solution related to that challenge, and tell us why you're interested in it. And that's the end of the book. So yeah. I hope you all have been enjoying reading through Collective Courage, whether it's your first time or second, third, whatever. I really enjoy it every time I get into it. I hope you all. I will let you all know about this year's communication framework. Then we could just like open it up for questions or comments about what we've been learning up until this point. Okay, so the year's communication framework is really sort of like a reminder, I take it, of like some of the best ways to listen and make sure that the other person is heard. And so the E stands for empathize, which is recognizing, acknowledging emotions and other impacts the situation presents as expressed or suggested. So the second is ask. So ask clarifying questions to develop the context of the situation or conflict and to draw out underlying needs and asks or needs and interests. Reflect or rephrase back information that you're learning to let people know that they are being heard and to check out whether your assumptions, biases, or understandings are filtering like what you're receiving, like making sure you got it right. Summarize is where like, I guess this is, well, I'm trying to give you guys this tool, which is right now being phrased as like something facilitators do in this framework, but it's something that just can work like regardless. So this summarizing thing is talking about how the needs, interests, impacts, emotions, and desires of the outcome are being summarized to see if anything's been left out after you've gone through this process of empathizing, asking, and reflecting to make sure that everything is good. So it's like the final phase of reflection. And so how this might work is like if Tut is telling me about, I don't know, a problem that he's been telling me about for months. And like, honestly, maybe I've heard about it too many times and I just like, I'm having a hard time being present. I gotta recommend or remind myself to empathize, and you know, and just like see that there are emotions that like Tut is needing to express. Like if I am, let's see. So I'm empathizing with Tut and the emotions or impacts that he's expressing. I would need to remind myself to ask questions if I really want to know what he's saying, even though it's been a difficult thing for me. So like, I'll have to be like, hey, like I heard that, you know, this is happening. Is that true? Or I'm putting myself in circles now. Hold on. Can you help me out with this, Tut? By just like telling me a random story and then we can use this technique on that?
Yeah, no question. So, you know, I'm chilling, man, and I keep trying to get my cousin to understand, man, that, you know, co-ops is the way. He has this business. I see great potential in it, you know. But you know, there's this video game truck business that the youth need, and he keeps trying to, you know, push this suit and tie business. It's just, man, you know, I'm trying to get him to come to the class, and he just keeps making excuses of why he can't come, man. So I'm giving him the information, but he's not applying it, you know. So I'm gonna keep on doing it. I'm gonna keep on, you know, sending him the links and stuff. But man, the answer is in these lives, man. If you can just crack open the book and see how beneficial the cooperative model is, maybe he won't be struggling trying to do it himself, man. With this whole business idea, he's not addressing the problem right. You see, Greg. You see, you know.
So throughout that process, I've been trying to empathize and just like understanding the emotions that are underlying the context. So it sounds like there might be a little bit of frustration, but also like determination to get them involved. I could like from this point either ask a question to get more insight into what's going on, or I could also reflect. And so I could say like, Ted, I'm hearing that you know, your cousin is you know, very bright and talented, and he would extremely benefit from cooperatives, but it sounds like, you know, something is stopping him from coming in. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. And so I've reflected back what he's saying. This is not like a charred situation, but if it was like some kind of like tension or argument, that reflection would give us both a moment to pull ourselves out of like defense and offense, because it's not necessarily a question that should raise defenses. You're really asking, like, hey, I want to make sure I heard you right. Did you say this, this, and this? And if not, that person has an opportunity to correct you and, you know, correct what you're hearing, as opposed to like assuming you got it right, continuing on in the conversation, and now you all are talking about two different things, and you know, that could be a reason that things don't quite work out. All right, so that was an introduction to the EARS framework. You all are welcome to like check that out, like through a blog or a web post or something. They'll probably give more, like a little bit better. I'm sorry that it wasn't. I hope it was helpful, and if it wasn't, you know, take what was and toss the mess. So yeah, that's the end of like the recorded section. So I'll just stop